Hey guys, I'm Brianna Derensberg and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It has been a hot minute, but if you follow me on Instagram, I'm at Bri Dares on Instagram, then you would know that I went full-time as a reseller a month ago. Oh my gosh, it's crazy, literally crazy, but a lot of fun, and I feel like I've had a crash course in reselling this past month. So I'm going to share my top 5 tips to transitioning from part-time to full-time as a reseller. Let's get started. I've got my notebook here because there's lots of good stuff, okay? So number 1, and I know you've heard this a million times, but input equals output, okay? Let's say it together. Input equals output. Whatever you put into this business, you're going to get out, I promise. The return may not happen right away, but it will eventually happen. So with that said, you have to put in the time. You have to put in the work. When I first, my first week, I was like, oh, I feel like I've been working all day. And I'd look up and it'd be like 3 hours. I'm like, well, that's not full-time, Brianna. So I started clocking myself. I clock in at 9 a.m. every morning. I take my lunch break, I go work out, and I clock out and I clock back in the evening to make sure I get my 8 hours a day or more. So you really have to manage your time, make sure that you're putting in the work. And kind of to piggyback off that, productivity is huge. So you may be putting in 40 hours, but you have to make sure you're accomplishing what you set out for that day. I'm trying out this new thing called batching your work. And so I will photograph everything one day, and that's all I do that one day. I will source just one day a week, which we're going to get to that later because sourcing can be an issue when you turn full-time. But sourcing just one day a week and making sure I get what I need for that week. And having a day that's purely there for listing. Of course, as a reseller, you have to be flexible, and I like to ship every day. So I am kind of working that out, but I'm excited to see how batch working works out for me. So yes, input equals output, okay? Tip number 2 is you've got to get organized and get official. So part-time, it's cool, it's a hobby, it's fun, yeah, whatever. Okay, full-time, you've got to pay taxes, you've got to be super organized. So I had a friend recommend QuickBooks for the self-employed QuickBooks option. It's $5-10 a month, I think. It's super easy, and it connects with your bank account, so you can track transactions and stuff like that. So I am finding that to be super helpful because I just can't manually keep up with everything. And come January 1st, I'm going to have to file taxes. I'm kind of terrified. So if you're a full-time reseller, please comment below on how you handle your taxes because I'm kind of nervous about that part. But anyways, you want to get official. So whether it's right for you to have a business license, whether it depends, it varies by state, but it's time to get official if you want to work on branding, get a website up, kind of make sure that you buy your domain right away and see if it's available. So like I said, when you're a hobby, it's fun and you don't really need those things, but when you're full-time, you have to think of yourself as a business and a brand. And so every business needs a website, every business needs to be registered and buy your domain online. So you have to start thinking about those things. Don't freak out if you haven't. I think you can do it as you go along, but have those top of mind because you're a business now, okay? All right, so number 3, and this is maybe kind of controversial, but for me, it's just the strategy that I'm using for my what makes sense for my finances right now, and that's to keep my cost of goods low. I know some of you guys may have a different strategy. You like to pay up for things and get a greater return, but in my opinion, when you're first starting out, it's so important to give yourself a long enough runway, and the way that you do that is to keep your cost of goods low, and keep your overhead low. So don't go out and invest in a bunch of stuff just because you're full-time now. Work and earn those things. Or I did, I begged my mom and begged my fiance, hey, instead of this gift, I want, for a birthday gift or a Christmas gift, I want a new printer, or I want new lighting kit, or I just got a new steamer that was a gift for my mom. So I kind of used my like birthday gifts or whatever as a way to advance myself in my business instead of forking out that money on my own. So what I've done when I was part-time, I would go to my normal Goodwill or even like estate sales, and I would definitely I was someone who would pay up for goods because I'm like, oh, like whatever, like I'll get a return. But now it's so important for me to keep my cost of goods as minimal as possible. So I have hopped on the Goodwill Outlet train. It is hard, okay? First of all, it's a manual labor. But like I said, I only go one day a week. I don't go multiple days a week. And I spend hours there and I just look for the stuff that will get me by for the week. And is it always like amazing stuff? No, it's not. But I am still picky. I find stuff that's in good condition, brands that I personally love, would wear, styles that I love and am excited to list. And my cost of goods are under $1 per item. So I know people don't like to share cost of goods, but I just want to share like what's helping me, and it's really important for me to keep my cost of goods super, super low so that I can give myself some wiggle room while I'm building up and ramping up my business. That's just my tip. You take it or leave it. You do you, boo. Another tip is tell everyone you know, like, hey, this is what I'm doing. People want to help you. For the most part, people are super supportive. And I've had so many people that I've worked with have donated their old clothes, which they're in great condition. They're amazing items. So take advantage of your circle that you have already. And don't be afraid to tell people what you're passionate about, what you're doing. And a lot of people will donate stuff. So yes, do that. Number 4 is to stay social, okay? Don't be a hermit in your room and not be on social media. You have to stay social. And so right now I'm just talking about like Instagram. Pinterest is a great tool. So Instagram is super important. First of all, I have friends that I've been on Instagram, which you will see is so needed in this journey. You don't want to do this alone. And number 2, it's so important because I really feel like it preps and primes your customers and like what's the new merch that's happening, like what's the behind the scenes that's going on. It makes people excited about your work. And so I feel like if you're full-time, you have to be on social media. You have to be on Instagram. You don't have to do YouTube. To me, it's just like a fun outlet that I like to connect with you guys doing YouTube, but honestly, you don't have to do it. But Instagram, it's a have to. It's no longer, oh, like this would be fun. And it should be an extension of your brand. So if you're on Poshmark and you have a certain vibe, your Instagram should kind of be an extension of that. For me, I love like the SoCal, bohemian, laid back, casual vibe. And I think you can kind of get a taste of that on my Instagram. And it's important to kind of like divulge, not everything, but some things about yourself because people want to know. People want to know and be interested and relate to you on a personal level before they can like and trust you and perhaps even buy from you. So I feel like if you're full-time, you've got to get social and get on social media. All right, so last tip. This is maybe an unusual tip, but this is what I've learned to be probably the most important thing going full-time. You have to have fun. Like if this is not fun for you, this should not be your full-time job because fun is what's gonna have you stay up late at night. Fun's what's gonna help you get up early in the morning and get stuff done. And I'm not saying every single thing is fun. Like I hate listing. Like listing is literally like such a chore for me. But I have fun in my business. Like, and I try to like turn on music and sometimes I'm like dancing and steaming and I like to listen to podcasts and I like to talk to friends while I'm sharing my closet. So it's really important for you to still have fun in this job. Like I love getting up and doing what I do every day. So for me, it's like easy to motivate myself. But I truly believe that fun equals sales. Like when I'm having fun, I take better pictures. I feel like I find better items. I don't know. It's like a vibe thing. I don't know. But I think it's super important that you're having fun, that you're still going out to dinner with your friends, you're still grabbing coffee. Maybe it's not within your like work set aside time, but you're making time to still have fun because it's what's going to keep you in the game, I feel like, for as long as you want to be in this. So if you're not having fun, reevaluate, why am I not having fun? Am I picking up the wrong items and I'm not loving to list? Am I I don't know, secluding myself, isolating myself. So make sure that you are still having fun, because reselling is fun. Thrifting is fun. Finding amazing items for like pennies or not that much money is a blast, okay? But those are my top 5 tips. I hope this helps you. Please feel free to comment below, reach out. I want to respond to every comment, every DM. If you have questions, I totally want to be there to help you out. So thank you guys for watching. Bye.